This podcast is brought to you by Flipper, a marketplace to buy and sell websites, stores, and digital real estate. Plot your own path. Become a boss by buying a small online business at Flipper. Simply visit flipper.com/techtalks for a free consultation and 50% off fees. That's FLIPPA, flipper.com/techtalks. If you do visit, let me know how you get on. But now, let's get the show started.
Welcome to the Tech Talks Daily Podcast, where you can learn and be inspired by real-world examples of how technology is transforming businesses and reshaping industries in a language everyone can understand. Here is your host, Neil C. Hughes.
Welcome back to the Tech Talks Daily Podcast. Now, after months of being locked down, many people listening are going to be returning back to the office and the daily commute and finding themselves locked in meeting rooms to discuss lessons learned over the last few months and think about what they're going to be doing differently. Now, a company called SEMRush recently took things a little step further by analysing the impact of COVID-19 and what it's had on online behaviour to reveal industries and companies that have been hit hardest or indeed even enjoyed a boost. And for those of you that don't know, SEMRush is a software as a service product used by over 5 million marketers worldwide. And for the past 11 years, SEMRush has also grown into an all-in-one marketing suite that consists of more than 40 tools and reports that help companies market better online. On top of being one of the best keyword research tools worldwide, SEMRush is also helping users fix technical website issues, improve the health of their backlink profile, and track local rankings on both mobile and desktop. In a nutshell, they have their finger firmly on the pulse of the web. And their vision is simply to create a tool that a digital marketing team would need to improve their online marketing results and ensure a smoother workflow between team members and save time on all those routine tasks. So today I've made friends with Olga, who is the head of global marketing at SEMRush, and she's going to join me in a discussion about market winners by search data and traffic trends, industries who have suffered the most over the last few months, and how the consumer demand has been changing within the past few weeks. And also we'll dive into which industries have seen the biggest spike in traffic and which products have topped the lists of most online searches. So buckle up and hold on tight so I can beam your ears all the way to St. Petersburg so we can speak with Olga right now. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name is Olga Andrienko. I'm head of global marketing for SEMRush, and that's a tool for digital marketing professionals. We have SEO, PPC, PR, and content tools that help to boost the online presence and also spy on the competitors.
Well, one of the reasons I invited you on the podcast today was I love what you're doing and how you're doing something a little bit different with technology. But for people that are tuning in and hearing about SEMRush for the first time, can you tell me a little bit more about the kind of problems that you're solving with technology and also how you're actually enabling businesses to become that digital marketing rock star that they've always wanted to be?
So let's say there's an idea, not even a website, right? And then there's a market and there's a consumer need. So what the business owner can do is that they can type in the target keywords on the topics that they want to cover or they think that the need is, and they can see the market potential in terms of search volumes for the keywords, so to understand that how big the market actually is. Google now is a place where everybody goes for advice, and we give the analytics on both organic and paid. And so the new business owner can then analyze whether somebody places ads, whether it's actually a profitable business to start with. Or it can be existing company and they see that something's not going well, and they can go and analyze their website, some technical mistakes. They can analyze the content they have on the website, ads they place, and also analyze the market at the same time and understand the gaps in terms of content, in terms of backlinks, and then do better job. We do also give recommendations on how to update the content, and they can go on social media and understand what competitors do and what they don't. So it's also for the existing websites. And let's say that you're doing really well on the market that you already, so you're market leader or you have a strong positioning, but the company would want to expand to a new market. And we have data for 140 countries. And that means that even for existing business, they could be flagging different market potential, and it could give necessary analytics in terms of even the traffic sources or the traffic channels. So if the competitors are really strong in search, but you're really strong in getting referrals or getting leads from others, then you would understand that with your knowledge in a new market, you'll be able to do exactly that. And that's blue ocean, so to say. So we give insights and data that you can turn into ideas and fix something to get more traffic to the website and get more, make better business decisions to drive more customers.
Before you came on today, I did do a little bit of research on what you guys and what you've been doing. And I learned that you'd recently analysed the impact of COVID-19 and the online behaviour around that to reveal industries and companies that have been hit the hardest or boosted by everything that's been happening. So just to bring everything to life that you've just been talking about there, can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. We analysed different industries, and we saw that some of the industries, obviously, they were hit really hard, but there were so many industries that started growing. And we also saw that Google has released supposedly specific updates for these industries. And that was, for example, books and literature, hobbies, pets, home and garden, and beauty and fitness. So those were the industry. How we checked it, we took the domains in these industries, we analyzed the traffic to their websites, and we also analyzed the keywords that were connected to the industries. And then we saw a really huge growth. For example, books and literature now got 16% growth in traffic, and that went from 1.35 billion up to 1.55 billion websites visits. And for the home decoration and everything that that was connected to even cooking and baking, really had a lot of growth. And that's because people stayed home, so they enjoyed, they decided to take care of their homes and decorate that. And when Easter was happening, then we saw one of the most popular searches was actually buy bread maker online, and it was over 200% growth year over year, which was insane. So that was something that we checked with search volumes and traffic and popularity of certain products.
No wonder I couldn't get any flour at the time. And for people listening who wanted to delve a little bit deeper into that, I believe the report was called E-commerce and Consumer Trends During Coronavirus. And it did have some revealing insights there. And for anyone that hasn't actually seen it, who were the biggest market winners by search data and traffic trends, and which industries suffered the most?
So the industries that suffered the most were obviously the travel and hospitality industry, and the traffic to hotels, it really dropped, but the traffic to airline companies actually hasn't, and that was because people were eager also to get the cancellations and to get the refunds. And the fashion e-commerce websites, the traffic really went up, and the main winners were Nike, Macy's, and H&M, Zara, ASOS. So that was just some of the biggest brands, and then traffic really went up. Also we analyzed the ad spend as well. And in terms of ad spend, then we saw actually some of ad spend really grew in beauty and fitness, and everyone else except for beauty and fitness, they actually cut down their advertising.
And of course, much of the world's now beginning to come out of lockdown. So I'm curious, has customer demand been changing within the last few weeks even more? Is that something that you've seen?
It's hard to say at the moment. We have monthly data, and then as of May, it hasn't really changed. So we're eager to see the June data. So far, for example, food delivery services are really the search volumes are really going up, and they're staying that way. So that's what we see as a constant trend. And no patterns were different from May. So to say. And
I remember when lockdown first came in, there was a huge shortage for things like I said, flour, eggs, toilet roll, which completely baffled me completely. So I've got to ask that. I mean, which products topped the list of the most searched for online? I mean, was it fridge freezers where people were storing their food, or was it something else?
Well, it was obviously toilet paper that had the biggest growth, and it were disposable gloves, and also freezer and bidet as well, and kettlebells, are also one of the most popular ones. And when it comes to hobbies, paint by numbers was really, really popular. So almost 400% more year over year. And then bread machine, puzzle, also a brand called Peloton, the bikes, they got really popular. Coloring books, treadmills, yoga mats, exercise balls, everybody started doing sports at home. So this sports industry really was getting a lot of demand. And we analyzed also most popular Walmart goods, and this was funny. Nintendo Switch console was the most visited page with almost 1 million traffic, and the rest got toilet paper rolls and hand sanitizers, and so those three things were the most popular in Walmart.
That's quite a combination. I wonder if I've used them all together. I've had countless emails from listeners over the last few weeks talking about their fears and concerns around job security, while also seeing their interest rates on their savings drop considerably. And as a result, many are beginning to look at how they can invest in their future in an uncertain time. Could digital assets be the answer? Now, you might remember that I spoke to Blake Hutchinson, CEO at Flipper, on episode 1194 about how to buy digital assets and websites. In a nutshell, Flipper is a marketplace that you can buy and sell websites, stores and digital real estate that are just ready to go. So if you do have dreams of running your own successful online business, or perhaps you're looking to exit your existing online business, my friends at Flippa can help you buy and sell. So if you're interested and want to find out more, please visit flippa.com/tech talks. That's FLIPPA.com/tech talks for a free consultation and also 50% off all fees. But now, back to the interview. Now, I also read some phenomenal stats about what you guys have done there. With 5 million users, 44 tools, 140 plus databases globally, 15 billion keywords, and 18.3 trillion backlinks. But can you tell me a little bit more how you obtain these valuable insights that we've talked about today?
It's different data providers, and then we work with third-party providers that give us the information, and that's all done in incognito mode. So there's no personalization involved. We get that data, apply the algorithms, and then arrange everything in dashboards. And some of the data, for example, clickstream, that's collected by thousands of toolbars and different data sources. So we don't collect the data ourselves. That's all bought in a really raw state, and then with formulas that becomes something that I at least can process. We try to make marketing easy for anyone. And I actually, when I joined the company, like how I joined the company, I just heard about SEMRush on the webinar, and I was impressed at what the tool did, and I didn't know that I could get this information about the competitors, like what ads they place, what keywords they rank for. And I was so impressed that I wrote to the company, guys, you're great, I want to work for you. Yeah, and so the dashboard was super simple, and I, without even understanding anything beforehand about the tool, I could embrace the insights within, I would say, 10 seconds. So that's what we try to do, to simplify the data and make it valuable for anyone who doesn't even feel so far that they excel at analytics. I believe anyone can do it.
And I think 6 months ago, there were a lot of businesses out there that probably didn't give digital the respect that it deserves, but now they want to hit the ground running and work differently and start thinking differently. So for those business leaders, do you have any tips on how they should be building a digital community in the right way here in 2020?
I think there are 3 essentials that if I had only, I would need 4 marketing professionals on my team. I would need an SEO manager, because Google is now driving over 50% of traffic to the websites, and it's organic search. So it's really, you need to take it seriously now. And in order to rank on Google, you would not only need the SEO person, but you would need content. So that would be my second person on the team. And ads is a great way to drive really targeted traffic. That's more expensive, but that brings instant results, and that lets you tweak and change. And within a few days, even, you're able to see whether the ad is great or not. And so that you need to do the paid search and paid social. Paid social now works great. It's cheaper. Not everyone is ready to buy at that stage, depending on the industry you're in, but you definitely can collect leads and grow your newsletter, and then send the offers once the everything stabilizes in the world. Then you will be able to send them the offers through newsletters. And then social media person, because now everyone, they complain on social media. They want to talk to brands on social media. And this is something that everyone, like each one of us, checks daily. So if you want to reach the audience, it's either search or it's social. And for those two channels, you would need paid and SEO, PPC and SEO. And then you would need to write content and create text at least. And you would need the social media manager.
Fantastic advice. And one other subject I feel I must bring up here, especially after reading the stat, that over half of consumers in a recent study revealed that they had used voice search to find local business information within the last year alone. So with that in mind, do you think this should be seen as a big wake-up call to where search is heading?
I think the desktop and mobile search are not going away just now, and mobile search is there to stay. Not everyone uses voice search. Not everyone is comfortable with that, but that's definitely a huge opportunity. What we've seen is that Google still favors top 3 results for the voice search, which means that first you need to be great at SEO, and only then you'll get a chance to rank in voice search answers. So I would suggest really we're getting serious about search optimization. And yes, so now you cannot monetize being in the answer that Google gives. That stops many people. But I would say that I'd rather be the website that Google reads out loud to my potential customer and not give this opportunity to my competitor. So right now it's purely informational domination. But in the future, I believe that you'll be able to monetize, and maybe there will be even ads there, depending on what consumers also tolerate and how native Google makes it. What we analyze now, and that's super unique, what I'm telling you now, that we analyzed the local search queries in voice search. So let's say I'm staying near Empire State Building, and I'm asking even Siri, not even Google, like what's the best pizza place? And we've analyzed the results that Siri gave us, and also what the results were based on. So, for example, in Siri, if you want to optimize for this local queries, then you need to go and optimize your listing on Yelp. And you need to optimize the star rating and also the amount of that. And sometimes Siri gives prioritizes the 5-star ratings, and sometimes the amount, and sometimes so it's just but it's purely down to optimization on Yelp. For other queries, and depending on what you use, Alexa or Siri or Google Home, that would be something different. So if you're a local food place, then really it's important because people search for it more and more. And for informational queries, how to boil eggs, then right now you cannot monetize it, but you need to be serious about SEO. So that just to sum it up with the last sentence.
Fantastic. Well, a huge thank you for taking the time to come and speak with me today. But before I do let you go, for anyone listening that wants to find out more information about the work that you're doing and maybe even contact your team, could you just point them in the best direction of doing that?
Sure. So in terms of contacting the company, we are really open and chatty on Twitter, and it's at SEMRush. And in terms of my profiles, then it would be Twitter or it would be LinkedIn.
Excellent. Well, I'll have those links to the blog post that will accompany this episode. I am quite conscious that we focus very much on reports, insights and trends, but I'd love to get you back on the podcast a little later in the year, because I know that together with your team, you've built one of the strongest international communities in the market, in the online marketing industry, and also expanded SEMRush brand visibility worldwide, entering markets of over 50 countries. So I think that deserves the respect of another episode just to talk about the success that you've had there. But more than anything, just a big thank you for taking the time to come on here and talk about the very timely topic and how businesses can adapt. So thanks again, Olga.
Thank you for having me.
So a big thank you to Olga for sharing her insights as the head of global marketing at SEMRush today. But I would love to learn more about her story and how together with her team that she has built one of the strongest international communities in the online marketing industry and expanded SEMRush brand visibility worldwide, entering the markets of over 50 countries. I think I did say it a few moments ago, but I think we need to have that conversation. So watch this space on that one. But as for everyone listening, I'd love for you to share your insights, lessons learned, and what you're going to be doing differently. So please, any comments about today's episode or anything that you're going to be doing different in your workplace, I want to hear about it. So please email me, techblogwriter@outlook.com, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn at Neil C. Hughes, and my website is techblogwriter.co.uk. And as always, I'll remain curious on what you're going to reply to me with, but keep them coming in. And a big, big thank you for choosing to tune into this podcast every day. I genuinely appreciate it. And until next time, don't be a stranger.
Thank you for listening to the Tech Talks Daily Podcast with Neil C. Hughes. Remember, technology works best when it brings people together.